To prepare yourself, you need some basic financial literacy. You need to understand the broken system and what some possible solutions are for you personally. Not fixing the system itself, it's too far gone. But you can do things to protect yourself. And if you don't, you're going to be like the 99.9% of middle and lower classes around the world that are going to be completely and utterly decimated when this whole corrupt fiat paradigm comes crashing down. Too long didn't read or too long didn't listen. If you want that version, is basically buy Bitcoin, keep it in your own custody, not on an exchange or platform, and just dollar cost average in. I use Swan Bitcoin. That's what I like to do. SwanBitcoin.com/Colin Stuckert. I buy that every single day. And then I have bigger buys every so often when the market's tanking like it is right now. To me, that's the place. It's the only thing outside of government. They can't shut it down or manipulate it. Like nobody can. Like it's amazing. It's the first time we've ever had something like this in human history. It is a 0 to 1 invention. It is going to be as important as the wheel for human flourishing in the next 10,000 years. They're going to talk about this thing, and it's going to be the base layer of everything in the future. People don't understand how important it is. Now, let's say you don't care about any of that. You probably care about not having your purchasing power inflated away. You probably care about $5 to $7 to $10 for a gallon of gas. You probably care about food prices. I heard somebody paid $4.99 a week ago. Now $11.99 for dude, $11.99 for a thing of eggs. That's what inflation is. And when they really can't control it, because they already kind of can't control it, but they have a lot of levers that they can manipulate the system, and they can make banks have to do certain things, and they can make these big hedge funds and sovereign wealth funds. Like there's a lot of manipulation in financial markets anyways. That's true in America and all over the world, but there's also interest manipulation. There's a lot of things that they can do. Maybe they'll keep the ruse going for another few years, but maybe not, because I mean, America's got 125% debt to GDP. It's unbelievable. If they raise interest rates, they literally cannot even service their debt. They're between a rock and a hard place. Every time they print, every time they control, it's bigger, it's more swingy than last time. It's very easy to see this happening. It's happening in real time. It's a collapse. It's a loss of control in real time. Maybe it'll keep going on for another 10 years, but there will still be an exit. There's an exit from the dollar already by a lot of smart people that don't want a single institution or any government or institution having a say in their financial future. When you earn dollars, when you spend them, when you save them, which is the worst, and even when you're saving in stocks and real estate and other things like that that are very much connected to the financial system, you are at the mercy of these corrupt bureaucrats and these private individuals with a ton of power and money that are doing things to benefit themselves at your expense. This is not a conspiracy. This is happening in broad daylight. You can do the research. It's well understood. Inflation, the Fed, all these things are very well understood, very well researched. And 99% of people have no idea how any of it works, or that they're playing a rigged game. Every time they print money, they steal from us all. Fundamentally, that's how they've been able to keep this going. That's what you need to understand. They keep this game going because they have every single bank account and every single person that earns a dollar. They steal from all of us when they print more money. They use that money to buy things and pay for their absurd government, whatever. And our purchasing power goes down. It's theft. It's a silent tax. There's no other way to put it. That's why it's been going on for so long. Because it's not just Americans too. It's the rest of the world. Because we have a dollar standard. Dollar is the reserve currency of the world. The poor farmer in Africa that wants dollars, that saves in dollars, he gets poor as well every time we make money. And who benefits? The rich elite. It's known as the Cantillon effect. Those closest to the money printer benefit. The big banks that get free money, basically, BlackRock, Vanguard, and then all the rich shareholders. The rich people that don't need loans, but they can get a loan because it's basically 0% interest. They go out and buy other assets. That raises asset prices. It makes it harder for the average person to buy a home and escape the middle class, etc. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The stuff is so freaking broken. Every day I think about it and I learn about it. I am just more understanding of how revolutionary Bitcoin really is. So let's run through a thought experiment real quick, because I genuinely want you to get off zero. If you have zero Bitcoin, get off zero. That's the first thing you can do. Buy whatever you can. Let's say It's 1% of your portfolio, of your net worth. It's just treat it as savings, right? For savings, you don't sell it. You just keep buying it. It's something that's there for the long term. If the world collapses and 99% of the rest of your portfolio goes to zero, well, Bitcoin in response is going to shoot up. It's invariable. It's going to happen anyways, but let's just say in that situation, you're actually likely to do better than had your 99% of portfolio done well, right? Because that's going to be a hyperinflationary scenario, which is going to take Bitcoin to the freaking moon. While everyone else around you is waking up to this, they're going to want more Bitcoin because it's going to further increase the price. It's going to be the scarcest asset. It's going to be the scarcest asset on the planet that everybody wants. Now, I believe we're basically already on a Bitcoin standard. We just don't know it yet. The world doesn't know it. It took gold a long time to monetize. The market kept deciding that gold was the best form of money. It was no person. It was no state. It was no country. It was no institution that made that happen. It was the free market speaking. That is happening with Bitcoin in real time. Now, because we live in a digital age, information spreads rapidly, exponentially fast compared to the way it used to. People can buy the thing immediately, very low friction, and every day more and more information is being put out. Every day we get one step closer on the Lindy effect, which is basically the longer something exists, the more likely it is to exist for at least that long a period of time. So every day that Bitcoin is older, it becomes more likely to be that much older, and it just further shows its use case, its survivability, and how it's going to be the future. Protect yourself. Buy as much as you can stomach. Treat it as a forced savings. Ignore the price, other than if maybe you want to buy more when it's lower. It doesn't matter what the price is. You own Bitcoin. You own a number of Bitcoin. And if you don't use leverage and you have it in your custody, it doesn't matter what the market tells you. It's like living in a house. Let's say you own your house outright. You live there. You don't pay a mortgage on it. You pay like a couple $100 a month for your property taxes. And the real estate market tanks. Why do you care? In fact, in that situation, your taxes go down. So you actually save money. You don't have to sell. You don't have to move out. The value that somebody would pay you for your house if you decide to sell it has absolutely no bearing on your life whatsoever. People cannot seem to grasp this idea. They look at the market, they look at pricing, and like, oh my gosh, I lost so much money. No, you don't lose money until you sell something. You don't realize that loss unless you actually take that loss. You own the thing. The asset is what you want to own. Own the Bitcoin, which is like basically real estate in cyberspace. Own the house or the real estate or the productive business. And then whatever the market would pay you for it, whatever. If you don't need the money, if you don't plan on selling, then it doesn't matter. So treat Bitcoin the same way. Have a long time horizon. Just buy it. Just buy it, hold it. And then in 5 years, you're going to thank me. Game changer. It's going to change the world. Get the Better Human newsletter over at thebetterhuman.co.